The history of design and purpose of Baalbek remains controversial, as well as many other historical monuments of different cultures. It is obvious that the whole bulk of the megalithic blocks of Baalbek was built during an epoch of the Greco-Roman Empire. The most contrasting of its purpose remains a method of its construction. Baalbek was built so that at the same time be a fortification, the municipal political and religious center in its region. At various megalithic blocks of stone can be found traces of the different stone processing technologies. Starting from the primitive methods of processing stone and ending with the very complex, technically labored methods, even by modern standards, building construction. The fact that the construction used advanced technology on a par with modern and other skills that are not related to the usual techniques. The same could be involved some excess power energy potential of the human body and mind. Simply put, the ability of the human body. Quite understandable way of life of society, those centuries, and their level of knowledge, it was quite limited in the majority of the population. And suddenly in the middle of the desert there was a giant impersonation center of political and religious authority of the time, for many people of that time the apparent product of divine power. I think the main task of this center is the programming of consciousness of people and strengthen their faith in the political and religious dogma of the time. Those who have it all planned, were powerful and have the knowledge and technologies for the implementation of such a plan. But if we think about it, the original designers and architects on a global scale are not people. If a vast proportion of mankind of the earth has access to high technology, the development of chemistry and physics, curbing the complex mathematical models, the 21st century has come to the 5th century AD. This global architects, it was necessary to keep mankind at bay, so at the initial stage of construction, the knowledge was admitted to a narrow circle of the ruling class. The most complex, large, and heavy stone blocks is carved out of stone, and poured into a mold as a modern concrete. This technology is called geoconcrete and requires serious knowledge of chemistry at the level of the 21st century. These stone blocks, externally and is chemically very similar to natural rocks, but more suitable for construction, as well as a modern concrete. Of course the usual shepherds and nomads of that time could not know such a complex science. Sometimes the design of structures used more advanced technology, energy, and the impact on the atomic crystal structure of the stone. With such energy irradiation of stone, it changed his entire structure. It is possible, for example, to turn granite into a soft material like clay, to give it form and return again in the solid state. The peculiarity of this technology is that ancient aliens who ruled society could, without affecting its sophisticated technology, so as not to waste resources, to teach a group of people, so people build certain buildings. Humans have the ability to influence the matter with the power of thought. The aliens initially blocked the ability of the people at the time of the invasion. Then the given ability was blocked, the people at the level of consciousness and DNA after performance of a task. That is, people with no complicated construction equipment could, using the power of thought, act on the matter, but it did not last long, otherwise the ancient aliens would have lost control over mankind. So it is possible to explain how, without the presence of a complex construction equipment, people thousands of years ago with high precision engineering put into place the stone blocks weighing up to 1,000 tons. Conclusion. Many stone blocks show traces of the most primitive processing as stone hand tools and traces of complex instruments, consisting of superalloys, as well as in modern industry. Many of the stones are large volume, a cast concrete mix or melted under the influence of energy. Move the largest megalithic blocks in the past, it can only be through the air. Not one vehicle today by land can carry between 300 and 1,000 tons. Since ancient shepherds had no flying jet machines, there are only two options. Using the technology of ancient aliens, UFOs, etc. Or transfer to people sophisticated technical devices for temporary use. Using the superpowers of human, which he is endowed by nature. But the supernormal abilities are locked aliens. And activated in humans under alien control. As can be seen, in construction of megaliths people are always involved. There have always been interest by other forces, direct intervention with the ancient alien technology were made only in extreme cases. Therefore, many researchers have come across a contrast between complex engineering task, feasible using the scientific knowledge of a very high level and developed social structure, on the other hand is primitive and false religious beliefs instead of science. The ultimate goal of all structures is the concentration and redistribution of energy and information. This is the flow of energy of the Earth and cosmic energies. This is Earth management tool, and how to use it, depends on whose hands it gets. All this has been partially or completely hidden from humanity, which found itself in the role of pawns in someone's plan on a global scale. Written by Zisofatoday. Space